Welcome to Emuna's Our Future. We are doing a very special class on how important it is to be focused, even during this calm, let's say, storm. I'm being optimistic. Yeah, the real deep concept is with tour of the world right now that we're going through on an internet level, on a global level, there's also a spiritual globalization, a spiritual concept. So Emuna is our future with our tour, going beyond this calm, that this place of calm, which is beyond. So it's a little bit deep what I'm going to talk about. That's why even the title's a little bit obscure. But the point is to make it very practical, real, and something that we can all relate to on a everyday level right now during this coronavirus challenge. And as being part of the Breslev Israel team, and once again, giving big thanks to Rav Shalom Orish Ben Yimna and everyone who prayed for him. God, he's doing much, much better. As you see, he's been able to have the strength to get around and post and give a lot of inspiration online and amongst all the different places of inspiration and chizuk that he's able to go to online, thanks to all the different up-to-date services that we're trying to provide through WhatsApp and TikTok and all the different places that there are platforms for our media to go forth. So today, personally, after giving thanks, I'd like to also give thanks to people who've been following so far all our different posts and being able to appreciate and give feedback. And one of the big feedbacks that we're getting is how much one people really want to connect into this concept of Emuna that we've been talking about and the Garden of Emuna series books. And thank God we've even been able to get these books out to places like China and different places, parts of America. And it's right. This is we're talking about like right now, like the shipping's still continuing because people out there obviously are seeking that inner connection. And you know, if you look online and see how much increase there's been of classes and guidance and inspiration while we're sitting in our quarantine at home, it just shows you the kind of like awakening that's going on a global level. So that everything that Rav Orish was doing, like say 20 something years ago, and building up till to now, and I personally was just touching the base then with Rav Orish and his books and music like Yosef Kaduna, singing about Muna and that whole world of tshuva, of repentance, which I was joining around that time. And you've seen how now, how it's just part of the world, the reality of our life now in society. Amuna is like everywhere. Like there's all these different books, the heart of Amuna, the soul of Amuna, you know, everyone's living Amuna. There are all these different books and different concepts. And it's a big part of the coronavirus challenge is this concept of Amuna. So what we're going to do, we're going to try tap into the time that we're in spiritually, and that's why like my guitar left it in my case right now, and the poems we'll leave it with my wife right now. And I'm just going to give over a little bit of Torah and spirituality, so that Amuna is our future with our tour of the year to come, and going into that place that's beyond the calm, where we have a certain connection on a spiritual level. You know, like personally, I didn't come and join the Jewish people because of like, I mean, I was always Jewish, but in terms of the spiritual teachings, I didn't like awaken because it was some sort of, you know, fun club, boys club or whatever, even though there's always the side benefits. And the reality is right now that to be connected to spirituality, it has to be on a real place because there's no boys club. There's no like shul gatherings. There's no experience like, you know, side benefits of, you know, community experiences. You know, if you're keeping the rules according to how we all should be and are, according to all our medical guidance that goes on out there, and even on our videos, it's posted underneath. You see the World Health Organization has put it out there everywhere now. It's all over. Every single post has this COVID-19 like concepts and explanations and guidance on a medical, physical level. So now we have to step up as the Jewish people, and we have to be a light unto the world. Our job is to basically give the spiritual guidance. That's why, like, once again, I put all the creative things, amazing, all the learning how to cook that my kids were doing, and all these wonderful activities. It's been amazing time to connect on an emotional level and a relationship level. And I do talk about that. I put that below about how important it is to have a relationship flow right now, to really tune in. And there's a podcast below in all the links right now, and I'm talking about Pesach and focus and this kind of ability to just be with the family. But we're going to talk about in our class is this on Emuna as our future, about the soul level, because without the soul, I think we'd be missing the whole point of everything we're going through. And because, it's very nice, we have to protect ourselves physically. I have a mask now, I'm putting on the Purell, and, my hands have got so much Purell that I'm not even worried if I go like this. But basically, it's so much, like a friend said, with our hands are actually drinking more than we're used to drinking. Anyway, there's all these kind of jokes and things going on around, but the soul level is the key. This is the key to Pesach. This is the key to my personal spiritual journey. And it's very at one with this concept of Emuna that Rav Orish talks about. And as you can see, he's such a spiritually uplifted person. So you see that he's one of the role models of our generation of how to tune into the soul level. So this is going to take a little bit of focus on everybody who's listening. I've just covered, this is just the introduction, a lot of ideas. And why I want to do this now is because there is going to be a break over Pesach, and everyone's going to have that opportunity to tune in to what was posted now during the Pesach break. Obviously, there are, thank God, some online stuff going on during the Pesach break. We'll hopefully put up some stuff, but there's also, thank God, Nissan Black, who I still work with. We're going to be putting up, remember my hands are pure, so don't worry. We're going to be putting up Nissan Black's concert, Please God, with Kavlanoah, and there's going to be other organizations doing wonderful shows and with wonderful musicians, and and I'm sitting at home, but thank God we're able to get these kind of things set up. It just shows you how versatile we have to be, and that is another part of the soul level. It's not just practical, that there were some big minds out there saying how important emotional intelligence would be in the last 20 years. Now there's going to be this importance of shifting how we do business and being more versatile, and that is also a soul concept. If you understand really what Pesach is, all these deep yisodas, these deep foundational teachings are in our holidays, are in our Torah, are in our soul. Like the instructions of how to deal with this time right now, which is actually, if you think about it for a minute, how well people are dealing with it. Like if I would ask you, on an intrinsic level, people have the tools within. Like it's almost like we were spiritually ready for this. Like we said with the internet solution, like it gave us certain tools that we could now globalize without physical contact. It's very interesting. You can say conspiracy theories, all this stuff. Let's just keep positive and bring the principles of Emuna into everything that really is shamaning everything. Yeah, Bokatov from Baltimore, amazing. Yeah. So the idea that we're globalized and that we're connected on a universal level is part of the preparation for this more spiritualization of everything we're doing. So that when I can sit here and say over concepts from Rav Orish, and he's just literally up the road, and so is the team there and in their houses, everyone's very near each other in Jerusalem, thank God, in holy Jerusalem, big merit to live here. And we're getting ready for Pesach. It's a busy time. Really, I should not be sitting here talking to you, but thankfully, we've been preparing, slowly, all the different things you need to do for Pesach. And every day, I'm giving a few hours to try just be around and helpful. But thank God, my wife, my holy soulmate, has given me this opportunity. And I speak about that again in the Relationship Flow podcast, how she's enabled me to be able to talk to you guys and keep posting all the different Emuna posts so that, we can go into Pesach with a bit more of a foundation of Emuna and encouragement. So we're not just only hearing media about how many people, God forbid, and once again, a big applause to all the health professionals, a round of applause. But we have to, after thanking them, we have to do our work as well, which is the spiritual side of making sure that the clarity of thought and how we understand this time is there. So let me get someone here saying he loves the guitar. Okay, if you go to the intro, you'll see over there why I've had a little break of the guitar. Thank you for that encouragement, and maybe Pesach will bring out the guitar and do a little live few songs there. But let's see, if guys keep giving me feedback like that, it will motivate me to bring out my more creative side. But really, I'm going to now, after this big introduction, go into now what time are we in. So now, everyone, let's breathe, let's center ourselves. We're going to go a little bit of a spiritual journey. personally, my whole tshuva process, more than the time of Tishrei, really for me, my life changed, transformed the most, was on an actual level, was during this month of Chodesh Nisan and Pesach. I came to Eretz Yisrael. I had a whole break from university for about a month when I was the age around 19, and I just like opened up. It was like a whole change. 18, 19, everything, my birthday around this time, and everything just changed. So this is an opportunity, personally to share a little bit of that light that I touched on. And what is that light? Now, what is the light of Chodesh Nisan? We spoke about Rabbi Nachman's birthday and Rosh Chodesh Nisan, this very special day. But each day from the 12 days, starting on Rosh Chodesh Nisan, which was already now 12 days ago, because this is the 12th day of Nisan, we tap into a light that's called the special Parshias of the Nesiim. The Nesiim are princes. Yeah, we have, each tribe has its head, has its leader, and the tribe of Yehuda, for example, has Nachshon ben Aminadav, and each one brought a korban, an offering, a sacrifice for each day of the Mishkan's opening. And it was on Rosh Chodesh Nisan that we read these parshias and we tap in. So how's that relevant to us, without getting into all the details of the offering and what they brought and what it meant to bring it to this temple that was back in the day and everything? The relevance is that within these 12 days on a spiritual level, we are tapping into the light of each tribe, and each tribe, these 12 tribes, are connected to the 12 months of the year. That's why we labeled this class, we're touring the year, because really what we've gone through and during these 12 days is a certain glimpse, an insight to what this coming year is going to be like. And there were righteous people who were able during these 12 days to really sense everything that was going to take place, from when, the most significant experiences for the whole year through Ruach HaKodesh, Holy Spirit, they were able to tap into, like, as a sort of like a preview, a pre-game of what's going to be for this year, coming year, starting this Chodesh Nisan, because it's the beginning of the months, the Jewish months. So we're going to see how these 12 months ahead, connected to the 12 tribes who brought these offerings, and each of these 12 days are lit up with a special light, so that we can start to understand how each day of these 12 days has deep secrets into what's coming ahead. So you're going to tell me, hey, wait a minute, but today is the 12th day. Yeah. But this is one of the beautiful things of the Jewish calendar, that it's very circular, as the Maharal says, and it always is going upwards. There's the spiral that goes up and up and up, and the concept you get round to the same point in the spiritual calendar of right now 5780, say, with 5,780 years, 780 years of creation. We're at that point of this of 3,333rd Pesach of history, and we're at that point, and it's that much higher than it was the year before. So you're going to say, well, how is it higher? Like, look what I'm going through Pesach with the coronavirus challenge. Like, I'm sitting at home in quarantine, blah blah blah. But if we understand spiritually that we are in a place of soul, that we have a soul, that we're not looking at it now like just how well my bank account's doing or my job prospects or stocks. I have a soul level, and I'm actually growing as a person. I'm working on my character traits. I'm working on my relationships. I'm working on my Emuna. I'm working on how I feel about, myself, my relationship with my loved ones. I'm working on how to kiyum Torah mitzvahs, how to keep the Torah. How do I know much time? Do I even make time for learning? Personally, I'm doing the Daf Yomi with my son still, and we're learning halachas every day on Pesach, and we're learning Chumash Rashi, and we're reading the Parshias. So we don't have a shul to read it in, but we have a Chumash, and we can open it up. We have the 5 books of Moses, and we can open up the Torah, and we can connect in. Right now, coming up to Parsha Shemini, we're going to talk about kashrut and how relevant is kashrut to this whole virus, because they say, the world says that it's a lot to do with the markets, and they weren't eating good stuff over there in the country over there in the East, and all of us can understand that what you eat affects you nowadays. This is like obvious, and suddenly all the teachings of the Torah of this, like, you don't eat this, don't eat that, and very specific, and explaining on deep mystical levels why and what, and what you eat affects you and how you are as a person. Suddenly you start to see it so relevant. And like, for example, right now Pesach, you eat the matzah, and it gives you a munah. That's what it says. It's malchut emunah. It's as it says in the Zohar Kodesh, it's the bread of emunah. So when you're eating your matzah this Seder night and try and thinking about on the Seder night, it's only like tomorrow night's already B'dichas Chametz. Look at Rabbi Elgrod Shir. He's giving you guidance in our daily halakha shir of what B'dichas Chametz, when we're checking for the Chametz, getting rid of this blowing up bread, this blowing up Yetzer Hara, this blowing up world of ego and fashion and everything. Think how much that's all just gone down this year. Like the B'dikas Chametz this year is on a whole nother level. Like the world's changed. So now you're going to tell me, so what were these 12 days? So we just tapped into these 12 days, these 12 lights for the new 12 months coming up. So you're going to say, yeah, but you're telling me now it's already Naftali today, it's already Rosh Chodesh Adar, of next year, and it's okay, because once again, spiritually, you can learn these parshas. We're going to get to the Parsha Nasi, and when we get to Parshas Naso, just around Shavuos time, we're going to learn constantly. The Torah, we're constantly learning, and Torah is Ma'or Zman. So when you learn Torah, you're awakening the light that was within those 12 days in Nisan. So even when you're in the middle of June or wherever it is, and around Parshas Naso, you're going to be able to tap into that light again of the 12 tribes and bring in their korbanos, their offerings, because the Torah is spiritual, it's beyond time. And that's why I said it's beyond calm. What's beyond calm? Because everyone wants to calm down right now. But we can't really calm down if something so changes with such big transition, such changes going on. It's hard to say to yourself, just calm down. Like what my wife always says, don't tell me just to calm down. It doesn't work when someone tells that. That's not being empathetic, like we said in the title and explanation definition. You have to have empathy. You have to have empathy for the people around you right now. It's hard. People going through hard things, and that's one of the character traits we have to work on, being more empathetic, and that really will make a difference to how we treat people and how we relate to people. And that empathy and that emotional intelligence we spoke about before, these kind of aspects, and in previous classes we spoke about it, this gives us the foundation to understand that during this month of Nisan, there's a light, and that light is spiritual. Now, next, once we've got to the 12th day, which is today, we're going to the 13th day, which is Aaron Cohen's day. The minhag, the custom is to read the menorah, the lighting of the menorah, because that was what he gave. That was his gift to the world, and I'm a Cohen. I feel like I can give that gift to you guys through our Emuna classes. And there's an idea that Aaron Cohen, his biggest will, his thing more than he wanted anything in the world, was to light up the world with spirituality, of unification. The ultimate unification, of oneness. And getting rid of all that negativity that exists nowadays, like in our minds, our hearts, to clean off that chametz, to reveal that soul. That was his, as it says, I heard from Motel Zilba, this idea of Kvod HaSvecha, that Hashem was bringing together the power of the soul. And that was Aaron Cohen's dream, the iron covered, the big clouds of glory, was a revelation of the soul. And that's like the power that soul, this light that surrounds every person on a true sense, this aura, this tremendous level of potential and spirituality that we all possess. Now, the question is, once again, that's revealing it on a revealed level. That was Aaron Cohen through the menorah, lighting up the world, literally, physically, and allowing the mitzvah of Hanukkah that everyone should light up the world. So comes the 14th day of Nisan, which is already tomorrow night, and we're going to light up our houses with B'dikas Chametz. That says that we're checking all the aspects of our soul, and we're cleaning off all the Chametz. So that's already the 14th, and it's a very big day. It says all Abba Asa in the Gemara. It's a very big light that comes into the world on B'dikas Chametz, when we're checking the house and our homes for all the Chametz. And then, once we've got rid of that negativity and that noise around us, then we can suddenly experience what it means to become a new people, that renewal of the soul. And this is the which I was trying to guide us towards this whole class, is to get to that level of renewal of the soul. That is Pesach. That is the Seder night. To renew your soul, to renew your connection to your inner essence. It's not just like what you're shining out, and that's your inner essence. That's why this quarantine, and even in Israel, it's a lockdown. No one's allowed to leave their homes on Seder night. Nobody. So everyone to go in. There's no escaping. There's no tishim. There's no running around the streets. There's no breaking Yom Tov. There's nothing to do. You're in your home. You have to face your family, your friends. You have to eat the matzah. You have to, whoever you're able to make it with, make it together and experience a renewal of the soul. Because as Rav Shimshon Pinchas, whose Yotzai is right now, today, he passed away in a car crash, he revealed the power of the soul. He revealed the power of Seder night. That when you have those matzahs, the three matzahs of Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Cohen, Levi, Yisrael, and the four koses, the dalet koses of Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, and you're putting that together on the Seder night, that is the white of the matzah represents the man aspect, represents the seed, renewal of the soul level, and then you're bringing together with the flesh the renewal of the nourishment of a mother. That's the red aspect of the wine, the emotional side, and the intellect of the mind of the whiteness, and bringing it together, this moyach, this mind, with the whiteness and the flesh, the heart, bringing them together and joining them and becoming a new being. That was the creation of, we're coming into a new creation, thank you very much, of a new level of soul. And that's what's happening with the Isa of eating matzah and the three matzahs that we're going to use on Seder night, and the Cohen, Levi, Yisrael coming together, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, with Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, and joining and forming a person with the white and the red, which is like the man and the woman's contribution, which forms a new being. That's just on the physical level, and it's lit up on a spiritual level. How? Through the Haggadah. That's the neshama. That's the soul you're bringing out through saying praise to Hashem, and that's something which Rev Orish has been talking about. Pesach, the mouth should speak, and this is a concept of Rabbi Nachman Breslev we spoke about. You should speak out your soul, get in touch with your essence, and that's the Haggadah that we read, this beautiful book of thanks and praise for all that we've gone through in history, all the struggles, the coronavirus is just as much part of the Haggadah's and Jewish people's history and the world's history, and we're bringing life to it. We're praising Hashem that He will save us from its hands. He will save us. And we thank Hashem for it, and we dance. And Nirtzah, we come to this climax on the Haggadah. After all the 15 steps of the Haggadah, we go higher and higher to the point where we're like Nirtzah. We're in such a place, which is, like I said, beyond the calm. It's so beyond. It's not even telling someone to calm down now. You're just in a place of realness, of soul, of spirituality, of reality. And that is, once you're attached into that soul level that goes on the Seder night, and it's a gift. You don't have to do really that much work other than clean away the chametz. Once you've done that, and you're there at the Seder night with those simple things, matzahs and wine, and a lot of food, and the Haggadah, and you're saying out the Haggadah, you're becoming a new being, a new creation. And the Jewish people are forming, and their job is to light up the world, and the whole world lights up. And that's a free gift that comes out every Pesach. It doesn't require any high levels of spiritual work, other than just to be there, to show up, as they always say in all the different podcasts. You're showing up. Good job for showing up. Just show up at the Seder night. You could be the fifth son who doesn't even come. That's the worst son. So the fifth son, you got to come also this year. You got to be at home. You got to have the Seder night, and that's our job, to make sure everyone knows about this. How powerful the Seder night is. It's something so relevant, even as the most irreligious person growing up. Seder night was something we all did. We had traditions. Everybody keeps the Seder night on some level. Everyone. And then with Chabad, they're even somehow doing it online. I don't know. They're somehow doing some campaigns, and I don't know. They're keeping it going. So kol hakavod to them. We should encourage it. And then we have our Emuna sites of the teachings of, thank you, from New York. So people should realize that we all have the light of that soulful experience of Pesach in our soul, and it's very much one with the concepts of Emuna. It's the foundation. It's called the Chag of Emuna, Pesach. It's called the Festival of Emuna. So you can have the chance to really internalize and experience that intrinsic belief that is within on a soul level, and what should come out on Seder night. Now, once Seder night's done, you wake up the next day and you're like, where did all that light go? So that's why we have Sfiras Omer. Now it's 49 steps, slowly building and building and building into how you behave as a person. For example, the week of Pesach is kindness. You work on all the aspect of kindness, chesed shebechesed, chesed shebegavura. You work, gavura shebechesed and fer shebechesed, and you're constantly going back to chesed, to kindness, through the Sfiras Omer. You're developing, and what a week to do that. You're at home. You can't. In Israel, we can't go out. Usually we go to botanical gardens and nice things here, nice thing there. This year, like we said, we're at home. So now we're going to have to do kindness on a whole new level. Kindness of ourselves. We have to give ourselves time to have the energy to give kindness. But then we also have to do kindness to the people around us, our loved ones. And if we don't have people around in our home, then we can do it online when it's not Yom Tov and not Shabbos. And when it is Yom Tov and Shabbos, we can rest. If we don't have people around, and use that time to learn and spiritualize ourselves a little bit more. And these are special gifts in a way, because never before has the world been forced to such a place. The whole world. If you listen to all the podcasts that everybody's talking about, listen to all the thought leaders of our generation, everyone's talking about it. Rabbi Sachs, beautiful speech on TED Talks. Everybody's talking about this, yeah? Right now. This is real. This is happening. And all of us can take this inspiration. So one more point, and we'll end off. It's a bit long, this class, but we needed some spiritual Torah content before we go into the Chag of Pesach. So we're taking these 12 days that we have the light of all the 12 months to come, connected to the 12 tribes, and we're going to this place which is beyond, to the B'dikas Chametz, to Love Seder. We're reaching a level of new soul, of new connection, of renewal. And then you should understand that these 7 days, says in the Torah, of Pesach are connected into the 7 festivals. How does that work? So we're not going to go through the whole concept, but the main point is that Taf, Shin, Reish, Kuf, Sadik, Pei, and Ayin. Now Ayin is already very high, and that's the picture that we posted for the Shir. That's already Shir Pesach. There's 7 letters backwards in the Aleph base. Taf is Tisha B'Av. The night of Pesach is connected to Tisha B'Av. We eat the egg. It's connected. Spirituality that comes out every year. The night of Tisha B'Av connects in to the night of Pesach. They're one. This idea is very deep. Why? Because the beginning of our people and the end of our journey in Israel is the beginning of exile and the birth of Mashiach. It's all very connected into one concept of Pesach, Tisha B'Av, and that is all happening on the night of Seder night, that it comes out on the calendar every year, the same day of the week. And when we eat the egg on Seder, we're Zeichel HaChurban, remembering the Churban. There's always that aspect of that. We're remembering that destruction that took place for our people on the Seder night, even a night of Yom Tov, a night of joy. And that's Tisha B'Av. That comes out on the first day. So this year it's going to be Wednesday night. Thursday is going to be Tisha B'Av. Then the next day is going to be Shin. Shin is Simchas. No, Shin is Shavuos. So we're going to have this year. Shavuos is going to be Thursday night, Friday. So really starting to understand, we're mapping out all the festivals of the year on Pesach, because it's a round festival. It's a matzah. It's a round matzah. Even in Minashin matzahs, but the concept of the Seder plate is round. There's a certain circular motion we spoke about before. This idea of mochel, egel matzah, dancing, dancing. I heard from, by the way, Esther Perel. Esther Perel, she must be Jewish. She spoke out on Tim Ferriss's podcast how important it is for people to dance around. So I didn't bring my guitar, but I can dance around a little bit. Dancing apparently just is a very powerful, profound way of just like getting everything moving. And thank God, anyone doing exercise hopefully should be doing some dancing. My wife's an exercise teacher, been doing dancing in the house, and maybe we'll come up with a DVD some point for the women out there. And the idea of dancing, I mean, it's just so important. So this ego matzah, going around in circles, dancing throughout the calendar, that the year should dance. It shouldn't be a sad time. It should be a time of joy. So we're connecting in to Shavuos, which is the Thursday night, Friday. That's this year Pesach. It's a Shin. Then we have the Kuf, which is Kriya. The Reish, Rosh Hashanah, that's going to be on Shabbos this year. So the first 2 days of Rosh Hashanah are going to be on Shabbos. Then we're going to have Kuf, which is Kriya, which is the Simchas Torah. Kriya and reading and Simchas Torah, reading the Torah. So that's going to be on a Motzi Shabbos Sunday. And then we're going to have the Sadik, which is Yom Kippur. That's going to be on a Sunday night, Monday. And then we're going to have Monday night, Tuesday. And you can check the calendar. But we're going to have Purim. And also the Purim was, I think, this year. Yeah, that's how it worked out this year. Purim, Peleg, it says Lag Ba'omer is going to be. Wonder where we're going to be this year, Moron. And then comes, what is Shvi Pesach? Now, the Torah doesn't give an answer. It doesn't tell you, the Shulchan Aruch, the code of law, does not say what the seventh day, what ayin is. So the ayin, one thing I already hinted to it, is egel. Is the first letter for the word egel. Egel means round. That's the idea of dancing. So Shvi Pesach has in it this concept of this completion of this dance. So says the righteous people, Tu B'Av. Tu B'Av is Shvi Pesach. Tu B'Av is a time where shidduchim are made, where righteous people, any people would meet their soon to be their soulmate. It's a special day where the soulmates of the Jewish people formed again from Shevet Binyamin. There's lots of history what Tu B'Av is about, making this class longer than it needs to be. But the concept of zivug, of yichud, that Shvi Pesach has a special power of nefesh, of prayer, of with all your energy, with all your abilities to go through the Yam Suf, to go through the split soul, what you need for money, what you need for a soulmate. So that is the climax of Pesach, the Shishal Pesach, the Emuna Hashem, the Moshe Avdov, the Emuna in Hashem, with Moshe and his servant. We sing that out every day, but we sing it. That's when it happened, the Shishal Pesach. Historically, like we said, the circle, when even said, here's this year's Shishal Pesach, is much higher than the original one, even, really, on a spiritual level, because really, as the Mara, over the world's always going up. Really, we're always going to a higher and higher destination. Really, ultimately, we're going to spiritualize everything. Really, everything's actually become more spiritual if we just would uncover what's seemingly covering everything up. Like, if you listen to Alan and others' speech, we're like basically by Mashiach. There's just this like one more cloud of darkness covering everything, but we just need to just get through this next story, and the world's going to just be tremendous light and positivity. That's how close we are. If we just allow ourselves to enter into that vision of the Baal Shem Tov and his righteous students, we'd understand that we're in a place of vision of what it is going to be like. It's starting to already break away at the whole world order of society, and people have an opportunity now to experience life on a much more spiritual level than ever before. So I'll end off. I went way over. I never usually go 30 minutes. But I'll end off and just say everyone has an opportunity. That's the point. We can get all the renewal of the year with the new months coming up ahead, the whole calendar, the holiday calendar is being mapped out as we go through Pesach, and we're experiencing a renewal of soul. Once we clean away the chametz and we enter into the world of matzah, into the world of renewal, and we start to praise Hashem and to talk, do espodotus, all the things we've spoken about of our Emuna classes, we start to live it more. And now is a time in quarantine. So hopefully next week we'll have a little bit of guitar, maybe do a little bit of live. If you guys make a request, we'll do it. But other than that, I just want to end off and just wish everyone a beautiful, happy Pesach. Enjoy the time. Enjoy the time with your family. Enjoy what it means to have a soul. To get to know your soul. Get to know your soul is a good book as well out there. Get to know your soul. It's very important. Get to know who you are on a spiritual level. Get to know your family, who their souls are. Everyone around you is really souls, to understand what it means and try and learn how to speak the language of the soul. One of the best advice I got when I was the Midnight Rabbi, I still am, but when I was out on the streets, the best advice I got was learn how to talk to people's souls, not to how they look with the earrings and the blood and whatever was going on back in the streets in those days and the drugs and everything. Learn to talk to the soul. When I was in the rehab, talk to the soul of the people. That's something which is a very mystical thing, but it can be done. And Pesach gives us the tools to become more soul, to understand, to renew our level of soul. So wishing everyone, thank you, and yeah, Chag Sameach, enjoy, have a happy time, smile, light up the family, be a munadik, enjoy. Don't worry that we're not working next week, that the world's stopping a little bit from all its run after money. Let's use this time to renew our soul so we can have spiritual experience of what money is, have a spiritual experience of what family is, experience soul in everything we do, in our eating, in our drinking, in our loving, in our music, in our arts, to bring soul back to everything, to spiritualize Eretz Yisrael, to spiritualize the news, to spiritualize the world, to everything to become spiritualized. That is our job, to make this world into a place of dwelling and to have Emuna overflowing. That's what we shine out into our homes, into our hearts, into our prayer service, into everything we do. So may that be the case. We're renewed and we're soulful, and we should have, please God, a renewed Emuna class experience coming up during Sefer Omer all the way to Shavuos. And by that time, this coronavirus won't be an issue anymore, and there'll be a whole new level of experience of what life's all about in wonderful, beautiful world and Pesach. Thank you.